Hey AIS community, it's Mr. Alex, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create your own student portfolio and how to share it with our school. So let's jump straight in. First thing we need to do is start in our Google Drive by going to drive.google.com. In it, you can click on the big New button here, and please go down to More, and then Google Sites. So actually your Google site is going to be living in your Google Drive. You might have made one in the past and it didn't quite look this way, but the new Google Sites lives in your Google Drive. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on that. It's going to think for a second and it's going to create a blank website. All right, so this is what we get when it pops up. All right, so just waiting for it to finish writing untitled site. I'm going to just move my video right over here so I'm not blocking the menu. So this is my new site, but I've already created and finished one that is an example of what you need to do. Let's take a quick look at some of the buttons. Along the top, we can see that we can go home to our Google Sites to see all of our different sites that we've created. We can see our title. We can click and edit that. There's an undo, a redo, preview, a link sharing button, and you can see that what it says underneath, it says can't copy link for unpublished site. So we have to publish for our audience to see, and we can decide who has access. Then we're going to be able to send a link. We have the collaborator button. This means that other people can change and edit my site just like on a Google Doc. Whereas if we send the link, people can merely see the site. So I have these three dots with more site analytics. We can see who's been viewing it and from what countries around the world. We can duplicate the site, make an exact copy. Add a favicon. That's the little icon that I have up here on my Google Chrome. You can see I have some, like for the AIS website, it's a little blue eagle. For Gmail, it's in like an envelope with a red M and so on. So if you wanted to design your own in Photoshop, you could do that. And then here are some of the kind of tools to help you make your way through the site. So there's send feedback, help, and take a tour. All right. And then here is the content publishing area. So insert, pages, and themes. Let's start with theme. These are the different ways that we can make our site look. So we can actually just do a quick preview and say which one we like. I quite like Aristotle, and it also allows us to choose different kind of theme colors, and we can actually customize our own here. Font style, we can choose what the text looks like. Great. So I like Aristotle bold, but feel free to mess around with it and you can find the one that's right for you. Now let's go back to pages. Here in pages, we can see that there are two buttons. Filter pages. This allows us to organize our pages, but you can see when I click it, nothing's happening. I haven't really created any pages yet. All right. Under home, I have these. Now I actually misspoke. I have created some pages. What I can do by clicking on filter pages is actually type the name. Let's try Eagle. When I type that, it's like doing a really quick search. So the button itself is not filtering like you might have seen in other programs like Google Sheets, but it's actually just a quick search. Okay, so now under Home, you can see that's just the same thing. I have this little Home button over here, and I have my navigation. And this little thing that says work samples, there's another drop-down arrow, which we can see indicated right over here. So a page is a place where I can write things. I can create a new page by clicking on the little page button down below. I can also create a new link to an external or an outside website. Let's go ahead and click on New Page and create a new page. So I'm going to call this one Sample, and under Advanced, I can make a custom path. For now, I'd like you to just ignore that and just click Sample and click Done. Great, so it's still loading, thinking just a little bit. Cool. So you can see I have this thing called Home, and under Home, I have all of my drop-down menu, and then outside I have Sample. If I want Sample, this page where I can add videos or write things, I can actually just move Sample by clicking and dragging it up into Home. You can see that my navigation menu has updated also, where Sample is now living down here. I'd actually just like to delete that for right now. Okay, so now I have my navigation with all of my different pages. Let's take a look at what you're going to need to create. So you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things that you're going to need to create. Let's start with the top section. So as your teacher is going to show you, and your teacher will give you a list with some more details about what you need to create. But your different pages that you need to create are going to be called Eagle Reflections, Learner Profile, Action Learning Service, Reading Reflection, and then a new section we're going to call Work Samples. Let's drop that down. You're going to create work samples from your different classes. So that includes Math, EAL or ELA, Science, Individuals and Societies, formerly known as Social Studies, and last, your elective class, or actually you might have 2 elective classes. And you know what? Under Home, I'd actually like to take work samples out, so I can actually just click and drag that outside. And I can customize my navigation however I feel best, and you should feel the same kind of freedom. This is your site, and you should really own it to make it look professional and make it represent your work as best as possible. So really have fun with it, make it feel and look like you. Okay, so you can see that as I click through my sample, each of my different pages actually kind of looks different. They all have different pictures and they all have different content inside. You might notice that I have some different things that are living inside each of my different pages. Let me show you how I did that. I'm going to go down to one of my pages. Let's just take Math, just a random one for example, because actually this one is a little bit empty right now, right? So I'm going to move from Pages up at the top over to Insert. Okay, now I'm in Insert. Insert is just what it sounds like. You're going to stick something into one of the pages. But if you haven't created a page, you can't put something in it yet. So the page is like a piece of paper. If you don't have paper, you can't write anything. So let's take a look at some of the things that you can insert. Text box. So that's what this is right here, a box with words in it. Image or pictures. Embed, that's if you want to write some HTML code. Or upload, if you have a piece of content you would like to put in. Components, we can see we can put in a divider. You can see when I click it, then I get a dividing line. So this can help you to design things and make it look easier for your audience. And notice how easy it is. I can just click and drag it around. If I want to open Google Drive and put one of my files in it, like maybe I've been writing something in a Google Doc, I could click this. Other things you can take from Google, you could take a YouTube video you've created, a calendar if you have an ongoing calendar, and as you update the calendar, it will actually live inside your site, so it makes it pretty easy to follow. Or maybe even a map. And then Google Drive is broken down a little bit further. We can see each of the different things that you can create. There's even a cool new one called Charts. I encourage you to explore and play with that. Something else that you might be interested to find out, you can actually insert a form into a Google site. So you could ask people questions directly from a site. That looks great. Okay, and these you're probably familiar with. All right, so what I'd like you guys to do is, now that we've navigated through the entire site, I'd like you to come up and I'd like you to name the site something like this. Your name, '(s), portfolio. Please use for your name your full name that your parents gave you. That way it's going to be a little bit easier for us to identify you. If we just simply saw Jack's portfolio, there are several Jacks and we might not know who this belongs to. So what I'm going to do is say Alex McMillan's portfolio. Great. So the next thing I'd like you guys to do, after you've customized it, after you've added all of those pages that your teacher has shared with you, I would like you to publish and then share it. So under publish, when we click that, this window pops up. For the web address, please write your name. So I'm going to write Alex McMillan. So you can see that I have an uncommon name for our school. There's nobody else named Alex McMillan. But if you have a name that you share with another person, why don't you try writing your school email address, but just remove the dots. So my email address is alex.mcmillan. And you can see that when I write my school email address, it gives me an error. It says use only lowercase letters, numbers, and dashes. So a dot is unacceptable. So what I'd like you to do is with your email address, many students have a little bit longer of an email address that looks like 003 or something like that. What I'd like you to do is leave the numbers, leave the words, and just remove all the dots. Great. That will not be taken if you write your email address without the dots. Cool. Please make sure that your address for your portfolio includes your name. It should not be something like super cool dude. It should not be anything kind of childish and unprofessional. Your portfolio is kind of like your face. You need it to be presentable. You need it to represent you in a positive way. This is something that you're going to be carrying through middle and high school. And at the end of your career, this is going to be showing what you've been doing at AIS. This should be a beautiful collection of you as a learner. So something that has an impersonal and kind of inappropriate name like this is not acceptable. So again, please choose something that looks like your name. The next thing I'd like to just point out is who can view my site. You can see anyone at American International School, Vietnam. That should be the default. And if for some reason it doesn't say that, you can click on Manage, and it will give you some different options on how you can change it, and if you'd like to invite people to see it. This is what we would like you to have here. This second box, it says Published. Anyone at American International School, Vietnam can find and view. If it doesn't say that for some reason, you can click on Change and you can choose it up here. Okay, so I'm going to click Save and Done. Great. So I have the little blue checkbox that says, yes, that website is available. This is the address to your site. So let's go ahead and copy that. So click on Copy, and I'm going to click on Publish. Publishing will take just a second. Great. That's done. Your site has been published successfully. Awesome. Now what I'd like you to do is in a new tab, I would like you to go to this address, bit.ly/AIS portfolio. You see it right there? Those blue words, bit.ly/AIS portfolio. I'm going to write this in the description in the YouTube video, so in case you didn't get this, go ahead and check that out. Great. And what you can see here is just a really quick form, just a couple questions. Well, I'd like you to fill out. Let's see what you're going to view it as. So when you see it, it's going to be nice and short like that. Okay, so what I'd like you to write your nickname. My nickname is Alex. Some of you have an English nickname, some of you don't have an English nickname. Whatever your teachers call you, please write it there. Okay, so I'm going to write Alex. That's my nickname. What's your full name? My full name is actually Alexander McMillan. What grade are you in during the 2018-2019 school year? That means this school year that you're watching this video, which grade are you in? Okay, let's pretend like I'm in 9th grade. Okay, and the last question says, what is the address of your student portfolio? Please pay close attention to how you find the address to your site. It does not look like this, docs.google.com/forms, and this horrible address. Remember, we went through publish and we found this nice looking address. It should include sites.google.com. So down below for your answer, you can go ahead and paste that nice address and click submit. If you try to send in something that looks like this, it will not work. Notice that when I paste it, it says, sorry, that is not quite what we're looking for. Copy the address when you click on publish to your site. Remember this beautiful address that we made? So let's go back and let's write that one more time. So https://sites.google.com/ais.edu.vn/Alex McMillan. Great. And now that the red box around this question went away. Now it's going to allow me to submit it. I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And it says, thank you for sharing your portfolio with the school. We will share the master list once all of the responses have been collected. So my job is going to be to put everybody's address into one huge spreadsheet, and I'm going to share it with everyone so that we can all check out one another's work. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. That's it for today. And I'm going to be seeing you guys around this year working on these awesome portfolios. Can't wait. All right, take care. Bye.